I'm going to use this under the Fair Use Act, and I want to remind everybody of what I was doing, what I had been revealing. Now, this was one part of a series of 3, and I've taught a lot. This all has to do with the waters and wormwood, and you can read about wormwood in Revelation 8, more specifically, verse 11. So I had pointed out, did this series explaining how, understanding how it is currently impacting the earth. And this is actually, I think it's the title of the book that's about to be available to the public. And that actually should be available within a week or two, if I'm not mistaken. So I was doing this series back in June 12th of 2021. But it goes much further back. I was teaching remember, I was the one that had retranslated and properly translated the mistranslation of what wormwood actually meant. And this was another video from March 22nd, 2020, where I was showing that wormwood was already impacting the earth. It already came and was impacting the earth. And I had many, many naysayers because they didn't understand the waters. That's important. You cannot understand prophecy until you fully understand the waters, which is the living word as Jesus taught in John chapter 4. You have to have complete discernment of the living waters, which is the word, the Holy Bible. And Jesus taught us this in his living word. So, and you also have to know that the waters that was revealed to John, the waters from Revelation 17, verse 15, is actually the peoples, nations, multitudes, and tongues. And I can't stress that enough, that the tongues translates to the language that is being used. See how far back? See when I began teaching this? You can go back to those videos so you have a full understanding. So let's see if wormwood has impacted, this meteor has impacted the earth as I said it would. Let's see what the peoples, nations, multitudes, and tongues are saying.
The result of people becoming too optimistic and overshooting intrinsic value, fair value, and then a correction toward fair value, but it carries through to underpriced, and then people get too pessimistic, and then a correction back toward fair value, but it overshoots and heads to excessive. So excess and correction is the normal source of a cycle. This cycle had nothing to do with the economy. This was like a meteor hitting the earth from outer space.
So did you see wormwood impact the earth? A meteor, like a meteor hitting the earth. The only way you fully understand the waters that were poisoned, spoken of in Revelations chapter 8, verse 11, is if you understand the waters that was revealed to John in Revelation 7, verse 15. Let's see what else we can learn about the meteor that has impacted the earth, wormwood. Can we learn and see that the meteor has already impacted, wormwood has already impacted, as I had revealed, as I had prophesied, the only one that had prophesied this had occurred and was coming.
Not only are Republicans refusing to do their job, but threatening to use their power, to prevent us from doing our job, saving the economy from a catastrophic event. I think, quite frankly, it's hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful. Their obstruction and irresponsibility knows absolutely no bounds. Meteor is headed to crash into our economy.
So can you see that wormwood has already impacted the earth, just as I prophesied it would? Just as I prophesied it would. And remember, like I said, I was the one that had retranslated a mistranslation that had been mistranslated for thousands of years. What it means, you can go back to those previous dates, all the way back to those previous dates, and see that I had retranslated properly translated what wormwood actually meant. And all the religious scholars have already accepted it, that wormwood was a mistranslation that was only properly retranslated through me, the Lord's true prophet. But see that it is already impacting the earth. As I've already shown, remember the waters that are spoken of in Revelation 8, verse 11, that would be poisoned, are the waters from Revelation 17:15. The peoples, nations, multitudes, and tongues. God bless.